and welcome back to NAB Show Live. I'm here at EVS and I'm talking with Jan and Alex, the VP and CTO of EVS. Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, nice to meet you. Thank you very much for having us.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for having us.
The first question I'm asking everyone is, how many years have you been to NAB, or is this your first?
So it's my third year at NAB, and first year was, I think, 2019. So not, yeah.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID, exactly.
Yeah, I'm on number 10 or 11, something like that. Missed a couple of years COVID, but have been coming since probably 2008, 2009. So it's been a while for me, yeah.
It's the 100th year of NAB, so we're making sure to ask everyone that question because it's really interesting to see the wide array of people who are first-timers just coming after COVID to people who've been here for 20, 30 years. Mm-hmm. It's really interesting. Yeah. So for people who have never heard of EVS before, can you give us a little bit of a background on your brand?
Yeah, so I mean, we are well known as being the replay server company of choice. If you see a slow motion replay on TV, chances are it's come from EVS. Actually, we do a lot more than that. So there's 3 or 4 pillars that we work on. Liveception is one, which is around replays, highlights, live production. There's Mediaception, which is sort of an asset management layer above that, where we take the content we generate and we store it, we add metadata, we enhance it, let's say. Let's say below that layer is the media infrastructure, and that is routing, glue, control, orchestration. It's about moving real-time video signals around a broadcast center, a truck, a network. And then above all of that is Media Hub, which is more of a content and distribution platform. So we have these kind of tiers that we work on that are things that EVS have done for years, and really key parts to who we are. I think what we're stood in front of is what people know us best for, though, which is Liveception. So yeah. Did
he miss anything on that, Jan? Anything you'd like to add about EVS?
EVS is a very special company because EVS, for nearly 30 years, they created a niche which was not there at that time. So we created something where we got rid of tape-based replays. So in that time, when you wanted to create a replay and had VTR machines based on tape, you would have to stop the recording to go back in time and then play it as a replay. And EVS changed that and created a niche on themselves, filled that niche, and is still the market leader in that segment. So that's very special. And the job description is not replay operator, it's EVS op. So we created something which is very unique in the market, where replay operators, highlight operators to content creators are referred to as being, let's say, attached to that company, although there is competition, but they're called EVS ops.
Like Band-Aids or Q-tips.
Correct. And this is something we could really be proud of, because it shows that with the technology we created, but also with, let's say, the implementation we have done and the improvements over the 30 years now, we celebrate 30 years next year, we've done a pretty good job in securing that position, and we still do every big major event in the world, starting with Super Bowl, with the World Cups, with all. So when you want quality, you go to EVS, and this is something we're really, really proud of, and not being a, let's say, a US-based major large company. We're a small company from Belgium with 600 people worldwide working for. So this is pretty impressive for people who normally would think this is a billion-dollar company, or this is a company where 2,000 or 3,000 people work for. It's a very familiar, very small company, because we're very efficient in what we do, and the technology we create is tailored to the customer's needs.
That's really amazing, and that's very interesting to learn, because this is going to be a little bit new for me. I see we have some really cool tech here. Could you give us a little bit of a demonstration?
Sure.
Who wants to run?
Let's start with, Jan will be the operator of choice. That's his background. This is Liveception. So as we said, this is our replay. This is LSMV, our replay interface. This is what hundreds, thousands of operators use all around the world. And what's new for us this year is we have the new remote. This would have been released at NAB during COVID, but obviously COVID happened, and so this was released, I think IBC last year was when it sort of first came out, NAB last year when we first announced it. But really the cockpit, the driving seat, the interface that the operator sits at, we keep enhancing, we keep adding to. So here we'll show some cool stuff that we do with AI. We're not just about making hardware, we do a lot of stuff in software. So we'll show you some cool stuff we do with AI, where we start generating frames of video, which is really cool. You really can see the difference that we can bring and the benefits we can bring. We'll show you integration to some of our systems. I mentioned those tiers, those different pillars that we work on. obviously a key part for us is gluing those together. So making sure that this operator can talk to the media infrastructure or the media sections or the media hubs. So that's a big part of integrating everything into this. And then just new interfaces, new ways of operating. Jan said we're a nearly 30-year-old company. We've worked the same way, or operators have worked the same way for nearly 30 years, and we're trying to help them come up with new ways of creating content. I'm going to hand over to Jan and let Jan do a demo of what we do. Yeah. I think we'll start with extra motion.
Thank you very much. Can I invite you? Can you come over?
Sure,
So,
of course.
What you see here on these two screens is actually a side-by-side comparison of content. So EVS is creating replays. So what you will see on the left side is content which is created on regular frames cameras. So that means if I slow that down, you will create a regular replay sequence, but as these frames do not exist, which we slow down, you will see a bit of a stutter effect. On the right-hand side, we fill these gaps with AI-based content. So that means in that side-by-side comparison, you will see how we enhance fields which are not there or create content based on AI simply implemented into a workflow. So if you come here, and I will play that now.
This is new?
And this is new. So if you see here, this is kind of stuttery, and here it's butter smooth. So and this is what we can do just based on AI as an enhancement to already existing replays. And you can do that with content which is 20 years old or which is 3 seconds old.
From any camera.
From any camera.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So this is only one part basically on that of that system. But Alex was referring to what we call the cockpit. So we have that remote, but that remote is not only for one operator. It is really to interconnect all different job positions. So for example, when Alex was referring to that media infrastructure layer, so that's a layer where we also control routing system or our own routing system and channel allocation. There is just an integration where you have a full-blown panel, which normally would be here as a physical panel. Right. It is integrated into this. So we glue our own ecosystem together to create a system where an operator here doesn't need to leave to another monitor, to another station, and has to move. They have everything in here and can create all of the content, communicate to everybody without leaving the whole ecosystem. Another thing I want to show you is this. So in my free time on the weekends, I'm a director for sports still.
Oh, cool.
And normally as a director, you have the overview of, let's say, 8, 20, 25 cameras, maybe 50. The big benefit as a director is I can see everything at the same time. But my downside is I cannot go back in time. I'm always live because all the inputs I see are live. As a replay operator, I can go back in time, but I can see only one angle I'm going back. Now, this is what we call multi-review. So that's an application which is also inside our ecosystem where I can have the whole overview like a director, but I can go back on all of these at the same time. So that gives me the opportunity to review the best angle of a certain action and really can say this or this angle is the best angle. Now, being in the ecosystem of EVS, I can do with that content whatever I want. I can clip it, I can send it to social media, or I can pass it through extra motion. And this is what makes our ecosystem so great, because it's not about creating replays anymore. It is about creating content with all of the assets we have created over the years with our units. Sorry.
Oh no, that's wonderful. Now, how can people learn more about EVS and get connected?
So we have, of course, a very well-designed website. We do training courses. We have white papers, application notes. We have a large variety. We're also very active in ESG. So we are very active on social media as well. So we are Facebook, Instagram.
EVS.com. EVS.com is the website, and I think obviously you can visit us. We're on N2147 here at NAB.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah, lucky I remember the stand number, but yeah, N2147 here, and EVS.com, everything's accessible through there. We have a wide range of people here at the booth, team members here that can help you. So if you want to come and visit us, we're happy to talk to you about anything, whether it's about this solution, whether it's about our media infra, mediaception, media hub solutions. We even have a whiteboard so that we can sketch ideas with you and talk about all sorts of different things, basically. Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Thank you guys so much for chatting with us today. And this has been EVS Live at the NAB Show. We will be back in just a moment.